What's up, everybody? Chewy Nick mentioned today. We got another Marvel Crisis Protocol video, and this time we're gonna talk about the timeline event that just got dropped on Friday. Didn't get a chance to record that on Friday, but I'm doing that today. We're gonna talk about USA versus Canada, the updates on that, and the date and when all that will happen. And yeah, this is what we're going to do today. And if you guys can't do me a favor, like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts on this timeline stuff and the USA versus Canada. Everything, guys. I've missed you guys. Tell me how much you guys have missed me or haven't missed me. I don't know. And I'm always going to have Marvel Crisis Protocol content. But I'm going to get back to regular content soon. Don't worry about it. I've been missing it, and we'll get there. Anyway, so first off, USA versus Canada. That is still happening. It's going to be December 10th at 10 a.m. The match is going to start at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's the time that I have right now. If we change that, it'll get changed. I'll update you guys on another video. This Sunday, I will be doing a live stream on my Twitch channel with both captains of the teams, and they will be revealing who is on their respective teams for Team Canada and Team USA, respectively. Now, the rules of this is going to follow the WTC rules for roster building, so there's not going to be like 5 CGRs and all the other crazy nonsense. And we're going to follow those rules for the roster building. What we're going to do for matchups this time, at least this is how I want to do them, it's going to be a priority roll dice-off basically in the beginning in round 1. And what will happen is the person who wins priority gets to choose first, who gets to choose the first matchup. The person who lost priority gets to choose the second matchup. It's just going to go back and forth until we go to the next round. And the person who lost priority in the round 1 is going to get a chance to pick first. And it's going to go back to the other person, etc. Right? That's how that's going to go. It's going to be best 3 out of 5. So what does that mean? So, okay, a round constitutes of all 5 players playing each other. The person who has the majority of the wins, which is basically 3-2, they win round 1. Go to round 2. Same thing. If you win 3 out of 5 of those matches, you win round 2. Go to round 3, you win again, and if it's 3-0, you win. If it's tied, it goes to the next round, basically. It's a best of 5. So that's how that's going to go. Also, we'll be doing giveaways. I will be giving away 3 starter sets, guys. 3 whole starter sets, okay? And that's going to come along with a mission pack as well. So the Core 2. That's come out. I'm going to do that. How do you enter the giveaway? You just got to be there watching a stream. I'll enter your name inside the raffle thing that I do. Free of charge. You don't got to pay for anything at all. It's just basically, I'm going to be doing this during the holidays almost every freaking year because I think this is awesome. And me giving back to you guys through, for appreciation and all that stuff. And, get someone a nice little Christmas present, before the holidays. So that'd be really cool. So that's it for the USA versus Canada stuff. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about that? All right. So with that being done, let's talk about the timelines. Now, during the mini extravaganza, or I think before that, who knows? I can't remember when it was. They were talking about doing a timeline event at like specific cons, right? Like an Adepticon or a Gen Con or whatever the case may be. And what this format is going to be is, basically just, hey, in this timeline, these rosters exist. You have to make a roster with... you have to have 3 different rosters, play in this tournament, and you have to use a different roster every single time, and they lay that out here in the rules. This gives, I think, a breath of fresh air, quality of life to the game. I know a lot of people are... I know a decent amount of people don't like the format and don't want this to be the norm with tournaments, but don't worry about that. I mean, Schick and all those guys at AMG went and said... if they want to adopt this, feel free. If they don't, they can just go back to play the old way. I mean, personally, I like having different things. If I'm playing a game and we're playing different formats, I'm not against that at all. I love playing Marvel regardless. Even if my faction wasn't in here. I know people are going to say, oh, the reason why you like it is because Brotherhood is here. I don't care. What I care about is playing the game and having fun and enjoying it with my friends. That's basically it. And if this format helps, other people enjoy the game because, certain models aren't in here. Let's say, for example, Cosmic Ghost Rider, which I'll do a video on soon because I want to talk about that character a lot. Like Hulk and Immortal Hulk and those characters that just seem a little bit overtuned right now. Hey, you can use this format and adopt it and try it. Now, this is for like a 3-day event, and you do have to make a roster with 30 characters, and you can't use the same roster going into the next rounds, right? So you play until you get to a top cut on the last day, and then from there you play in top 8, and then you do the whole roster thing. So let's go over basically how this goes, right? So we have Swiss rounds, if there's like 32 people in it or whatever the case may be, you go to Swiss rounds, and you see the layout here, right? So it's Swiss round 1, you play roster 1, roster 2, roster 3, roster 1, roster 2, roster 3. God, I can't speak right now. And then you get to the final round, which I believe are the cut rounds, which is basically the top 8 or whatever the case may be. You go from roster 3, 2 to 1. So you really got to strategize and be like, okay, listen, what's my best roster? Because I want to have my best roster towards the end, right? So maybe I put my best roster in the beginning, and then, my other rosters that I've been working on or whatever, I can just play them in the next rounds. Hopefully I get a win. And then when I get the top cut, I can go ahead and play, my third roster, which is maybe, Avengers or whatever. Okay, cool. I got a win here. And then roster 2 is maybe Spider Foes or whatever the case may be. I get a win there. And then I get my roster 1, which is basically my main roster that I've been playing with, and I play that in the finals. So that's a good way to do something there. But it could also bite you, right? Like, let's say you're playing your best roster in the beginning, and then your 2 other rosters aren't as good as you think you are, and you get 2 losses there. That's a possibility, and that's what I love about the format. It's really unique, and the fact that I can go into my bag and like play with like maybe 30 characters here and bring them out to an event, like that sounds really cool to me. Me playing fighting games, I'm used to going to cons that are maybe 3 days long anyway. I know a lot of people are like, hey, who wants to play a tournament for 3 days? I mean, I don't know. I'm all about competition. I love competing. A weird format is not going to stop me from competing. So that's basically it in a nutshell. I'm not going to go over every single thing in here. Just basically how the format goes with having 3 different rosters and playing it all throughout. And what I love about that is I get to play with 30 different models in 3 days. Like, I get to play with all these toys that I don't normally get to play with, and it's awesome. I don't know. It is what it is. I know there are people that don't like it, people that do like it. It is what it is. Me, I'm a fan of anything. If I can play the game differently at any point in time, I'm here for it. So this is really cool. And let's see what happens. Honestly, I mean, I like I said, I don't see a world where everyone adopts this. But what I do see people adopting is the timeline roster. Now, if we go through this, right? I mean, there's a healthy amount of roster, there's a healthy amount of characters here, but not every character is here. Like, let's say, for example, Brotherhood of Mutants right now, Magneto, Mystique, Colossus, Juggernaut, Pyro, Quicksilver, Sabretooth, Shadow King, Blob, and Toad. If you notice, Rogue isn't in this roster. Apex Predator is not in this roster. Characters like that have been omitted, right? Like, okay, they're not in this timeline. You have to play with this as your roster. So, there's some characters that, maybe that you play in Brotherhood or whatever the case is, that makes your Brotherhood list a little more optimal. But the challenging part is how do I make that optimal now with the pieces that I don't have, right? And Brotherhood has a really healthy roster here, by the way. I mean, Magneto, Mystique's something to sniff at. Colossus got a buff. Juggernaut is insane in this format. You get to play with maybe Sabretooth, who I haven't even pulled out in I haven't played in a long time, so that's really cool. Shadow King, that's a new addition here, so that's confirmed. I guess Shadow King is Brotherhood now. That's really interesting. And stuff like that, right? I'm not gonna go through all the rosters here, but like basically the Cosmic Ghost Rider's gone, Hulk is gone, right? CGR is gone. Guardians aren't listed in here because they're not a part of this format. It's like, Web Warriors, Winter Guard, X-Force, Wakanda, Uncanny X-Men, Hydra, Spider-Foes, and Defenders. And we got a nice healthy mix of affiliations here, right? And the roster sizes are a little smaller, so it's not so intimidating, right? You don't have to go through all these characters and like whatever. You know what I mean? You just pick what you want out of the litter here, and then you make a roster, and then you're done, right? I don't know, guys, and then I'm here for it, man. I like something different. Good on AMG for trying something. At their cons like Adepticon and Gen Con, maybe that they're going to be doing this. And the thing is, this isn't a stagnant thing. Like, the timeline will change again. So maybe the next event we go to, the timeline will shift, right? And maybe Brotherhood and all that stuff won't be in there. They'll just mix and match all the characters. And then, like, hey, maybe there is a format where CGR does exist, or there's a format where Hulk exists, or whatever the case may be. That's still an option. That's still on the table. It's just they're not here right now. So, anyways, guys, that's all my thoughts on the timelines. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Like, that's going to take forever. Like, I just wanted to summarize it in this nice little thing. If you guys want to talk more about it and give your opinions down below in the comment section, feel free. Of course, always like, dislike, subscribe, do all those things y'all got to do. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers still. If you guys can help me do that, that'd be really appreciated. And I will catch you guys on the next Marvel Crisis Protocol video. And definitely be on the lookout for the live stream this weekend. We're going to announce who the Team USA and Canada players are for each respective teams. And that's going to be hype. You guys take care. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.